Too much. So we're going to start it off slow, okay? So I want to show you, this is the Monopoly board. But this corner, okay, because in our life we work the mug and double, triangle, 1, 2, 3. We don't use this. This is used by the bigger ship. These are more designs over one. If you look carefully, this will be the Christ cross. What happens is we run this way for 2,000 years. MK upside down, MK upside down. We don't run this way. The mind runs one way. Now this is going to be up here. You see, when it comes off guard, it wouldn't matter. The square hits between here, and then the water still passes. When I talk about the water, there's more than one thing of water. The mist in the air, when you breathe, when the wind comes, that's what it is. This is gone, okay? This one's gone, and this one goes around, and then there's another world just like this with 3 of them. And this one and the other corner goes together. This is part of time, and this is part of time. Once upon a time. If we were playing baseball, and this was the first inning, this would be the second inning. But that's not possible, because when you get to the park, right, the scorecard is empty. And this says go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go to jail. We fell on the corner that's not there. So they run it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One team goes across to the 7th inning stretch. This is visiting jail. And then they go 7, 8, 9. Finish the game. Visiting jail. You go into the 10th inning. Free parking. Is it tree parking or for parking? Someone who can play the game, because this one here, the first time it's 21 of the 3 islands. The second one is the 61 moons of Saturn. The third one is the 101 Connect, opposition Canaris Connect. I'm showing you 2 kinds of situational setups. 101. If we run all the way over here to the Indianapolis 500, the number is 104. That's what the number is to start. 10 makes 14. J, D. Those are the letters to start. When you get to J, F, you now have the face of man, which means you have the plaquette. So now, once you hit the 7th inning stretch, one team is here, one team is here. Okay, this is closer together. Okay. 13 innings have passed for the 7th inning stretch, and you end up in jail. Well, at least the visitors do. The home team will be going to jail, because in the 7th inning, or the 7th god, or the 7th gate into the 8th world of the 9th birth, the second team, although the home team, will end up in the same place. Because the first one is the energy, the electronic setup. We need to set it up. We need to plant the seed. So the seed comes out first. There are shadows all over my house. There are shadows all over my house. This is insane. Putting on his glasses. Guys, whoever you are, wherever you are, let me continue with this. Okay? Now that we got to 101, 104, what this means is 10, 4, and to make the 10 we need 6, makes the complete total 10. So now we can go to the jail with the total of 10. Free parking. 11th inning. If we brought this into, the 10th inning, when you bring this into the 10th inning, you have the 10 God. This way you're visiting jail, and this way you're in jail. Life is all around go. Go to jail. Go. Just visiting. So now what you want to do is you want to end. Well, where do we end? So we go 4 times around. 1, 2, 3, 4 times around. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times around Monopoly is 40 each time. It equals to 160, which is 1 spirit of the 6 islands of Omega, which means 15 times 15 is 225, plus 15 is 240, which is the 10 days at 24 hours a day. When you bring it to 160 over here, you have to remember what you started with, 25. Man starts with 25. Why? Because the O and the X, the 15 and the 10 world. This is the 10 world, and this is the 15 world. You go to here on 15, you get the letter O, water. Here's the O. Here's the 15, which is Pennsylvania, a place for liberty, and here's the 10. Look what it looks like. It looks like 8, 15, 10, which is a full second. Now that we know we have 2 in this world that have to connect, 15 and 15 are 30. 15 and 15, because each one has to connect to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 15 and 15 for the same person playing tennis gets 30. Then he gets 10 for the 10 world. Is 40. Now he needs to add Jaden. Why add? Why not say a score? Because it's sort of like a double score. You get a father's spirit and a mother's heart. A total of 3, which actually creates 1. You know what the answer is if you divide 3.3 by 10? You end up at 3.03030303, the creation of Christ. Christ creating. If you take away that number from 3.14159265, which is the number in pi, your answer to that, if I can remember off the top of my head, is 111692. That's what it's all about. The Magen David has only got 6 respiratory systems so we can pass. I use the lingo I feel like sometimes, although I'm talking to the same rest. So where can we go next? If we went on B&O Railway, it would be 26, that's right away the dog pounds, 66, 6 island of 6 island, and 106, which is Jack 6. B&O, after you go around the 4th time or the 3rd time, it brings you up to 106. 10-6, okay, is 106. You got Omega. You've got A and O. You got all of the God. It seems like B and O is our last stop. And then if you really want to look at things, look up 101 Celsius. Look up 102, 3, 4, 5, 6. They will explain to you in Fahrenheit what they mean. And I can reflect them off of golf, off of baseball, off of the Monopoly, off of the roulette. I can take the moons and the stars. I can take all the islands. We're all sitting on islands. And if you ask me to do something, I'll stick my nose into it and do it. Because your nose is the point of the matter. In baseball, there's 27 outs for each team. The number is 54. 5-4 is L-O-V-E. They call 0 love. The reason they call 0 love is because 0 is the number of 4 and 6, which are the first 4 parts and the last 6 parts of man. Creating the angel, creating the electronic hookup. Reading is for man. 6, 46, 86, 126. 1, 2, and 6 is 9. 8 and 6 is 14. 4 and 6 is 10. 6 is 6. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. The box. The line lines of the Illuminati, the reason why the Illuminati sign is no good, because there's no lines going east and west and north and south. They're just going on an angle. Those are creative lines. They have two X's on each side and a little circle in the center. Means they own the four corners of the diamond of God. That's what it signifies. I'm trying to look a little bit more into here. When you start go, and, excuse me, not go, but when you are in go to jail, okay, if you go 31 to go to jail in the 31st position, okay, 40 later is 71, which is the queen. Reverse 71 is 88, and she connects everything. But the third time around, it's 111 to go to jail. And that means 37, 37, 37, which is half of the roulette wheel. Now, if I can move my stuff together and join the other half of the roulette wheel, I'll tell you what that really means. Because there's the numbers. No, let's come back and go forward. You want to use the letter A. You're playing blackjack. It's the first card and the last card. And since it's the last card and the number is 11, but the position card is 14, the total is 25, X and O. O is the 15th letter, X in Roman numerals. Because X-Man came from somewhere else. He is 10, all of 10, and no more, and no understanding of less. In this world, it becomes 24. Because the 10 has to add in the N, the neutral, the passage, the letter N. N-O. N is the way to go from up to down. It's got a straight raw leg. So when I told these numbers over here, of the numbers of pi that I was telling you about, 3030, divided by 10, and I minus it from what they're working on in pi, I came up with this answer, 962. Because the 9 birth of 6,2, and then the other side, the 9 birth of 6,2, leaves you at 6.6226. If you were looking at number 73 over here, when you go on to Monopoly, to number 73, this one is 71, this one is 71, then 72, then 73. Now, is it the 73rd dice or the 73rd property? Because then it would be the one next door. But it doesn't matter. You add 73, you're going one to the left and one to the right, and then you're going to get what's on both sides, because you got to take everything that's around you. You can't just come into life and take a little bit at a time. When it's given to you, you have to take it. When someone speaks to you when you're young. So we have this number here, 73. 2 times is 146. 146 is what we found on reading. Red ink, reading, red ink. So we get number 73 over here. So now I'm supposed to go and check out 73 Celsius, because it doesn't matter where I go and what I do, I'll always find somewhere to put something like a jigsaw puzzle. Except it's all in my head. 73. 73 equals 163.4. 163.4. Now you can do anything you want. 167. It equals 347. It equals. The third and the fourth letter, C and D. 16 is P. P, C, D. 16, 19, 23. The creation of. 16 are 1 and 6. And 3 and 4, 8 and 8 make 16. So you split up the islands. 3 and 4, hot, cold, reverse it, it's Christ. Just say it alone, it's O-N-E, 1. Wait a second, 1 sounds like W sometimes. That O seems to carry around 2 of everything, it seems like, right? Every time there's an O, there's something else next to it. Seems like that beta creation of number 23 that's been pulling onto the internet for the last 20 years have gotten into my head. That's okay, because the 23rd letter is the W, but 2 and 3 is 5 is E. We got we, or E-W-E, and you got the sheep in the land that have calmed down here to play. But we don't know how to play. We bomb and blow up everybody. But now it's got to change. I'm working very hard on this because I'm trapped. I can go out. I can act normal in front of everybody. That's what I'm looking to do. I don't want to have normality. I'm here and destined to figure out why I know all these things and why I can put these things together. If you can't see me, I must be really retarded because I see it. North Carolina is that property. North, N, passage O-R, angel resident, Omega, now with the letters T-H, is Earth, time, heaven, number 28 days in February of what the moon passes every single time of session. Carolina, carrying a line of some sort that passes through Carolina. Avenue, a venue, a life. Avenue, Venus. Avenue, Venus. Birthplace, Mercury and Saturn. Avenue. Is there a road or something, like a rue in French? Well, that would be Nibiru. Oh, that's okay. Nibiru's okay. Don't worry about it. So if she sheds a little bit of stuff on us, don't worry about it. That's not what it's all about. It's not whether she's true or not. It's if we're true to who's bringing her here. 1073. 37 reversed is 10. 10. This is a 10, and this is a 10. This was on one side, 888, against what was completely on the other side, 962. I did not have to mention this, the two worlds of 8 and 8. It's even to the 2. How do I know? Because when you add them together, 2 plus 8 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. They are equal. We just put them beside each other. In tennis, 15, 30, 40. The way you see it written on paper, if you add it up, it's 85. What's missing to a 10-10 is 25. And that's the 25 that you get with the last 15 and the next 10. This is the silver matrix. Somewhere up in Montana, something's going on, and down in Texas. A is a 1 value, an 11 value, and a 14 value, and depending on what you do. The 14 value says it's the passage. The passage is that way. At the passage, there's this big hole. Must be the letter O. What do you think? N and O got to go together. Put it in part. Where are we going to go with this? Everything goes. Now, I'm going to try and see if I... When I said Jack 6... Oh no, here, could I show you this part? The center of this is K9. Why is it K9? Because between the corner and the corner it's 9. K means 11. 11. If you start from here, it's 11. If you start from here, it's 11. 9 in between and the two corners. 9 in between and the two corners. 9 in between and the two corners. The 11th letter is K. The 9 in between is the 9 in between. One of the reasons for why 2K, because there's 2 Ks. Here's 1 K up here and here's 1 K down here. It's the letter N. 1,000, 2,000. If you put these together, you'll notice that they come out the I's. It will be the letter I. If I indent this, and you take a look at it, I will show you one more thing. Can you see the 52? They're all 52s. That's the way everything is created. It's a puzzle. You got to put it together. Everything comes out to 52. The Mayan talked about the 52. Everything ends at 49, but everything starts at 3 more is 52. If you're at the 50-yard line, okay, you gotta start the game. You gotta be 1 by 1, What are you going to start on the other guy's? Whoa, your toe is over the line. So they put you back. And now if you've got 49, it's the yoga years. Now 2 dice will get you a minimum of 2. You do the minimum and you do the maximums. You do the in-betweens. You go up and down and all around. And your head is spinning like crazy, but I don't care. These are still the A's I haven't talked about. And they ain't the Oakland A's, but they are the Oakland A's because it's the O-K land. The A's of all the A's. The U.S. of all the A's. Because they got an A all over the world. Everywhere in the world, there's an A. But in this world, only the bee can make it. She's the only one that can feed herself and recitate and give us the pure honey. The bee will always beat an A, and the C will always eat a bee. So when you come into this world, in order to have 4 corners, and to draw the letter D, up here, small d, you turn them all around, they're all D's. What you can connect on the corner is what the game is all about. You got O's on all the corners, but they're all D's. Indentation, indentation. If I make a line there, it becomes a B. If I make a line from here to here, it becomes an old style D. Ten divided by 3.3. The other thing to remember is the 2 card and the 3 card come together to give this world a 10 and this world a 10. 7 and 8 are silent G and H, and the cards only show a trap door. They are the same card. There is no other cards like them. They are a pair. Although they come from something else, 7 and 8, 7th gate to the 8th heaven. Now what you have is B and C, because that's the 10-10. B and C in cards, they don't exist. Only does Mercury exist in the center. Neptune's on the far bottom. Venus, she's so high up there you can't find her. That's why in the chakras or in the Kabbalah, you don't see some of the numbers, because Venus and Mercury play from somewhere else. And they're way up. They feed the moon from the sun, from Jupiter. Oh, don't you worry. The guy who built this whole thing, I think he thought about it twice. You know what? He must have thought about it even 3 times or 4. Because I'm here, I'm talking, and I belong to him. It's insanity. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. So let me turn the page and see what else I can find. One of the ways I just want to tell you why the ace climbs is because when you're at 5, which is in between 10, you want to double up. But if you go 5 and 5 is 10, you make the other corner. So you go back 1 in order to double up. Never more than 5, and when you're at 5, you go back 1. When you're at 3, you go back 1. When you're at 2, well, you can never really be at 2 unless 1 is here and 3 is here, because back from 3 is 2. So 3 owns 2 and 4. The back door and the front door. And the place he stands within, he opens the door he pleases and chooses to whichever world of his own choice. It's very confusing. There's so many things. 10-6, J omega. When you have J omega, okay, the way I see it is 10 is 10. Omega is 15. 10 times 15 is 150. Half of 2 parts. Because it takes 300 to close the game out. With 10 frames, but 12 actual boxes to fill everything in, because 1 and 2 is 3, and now we can create, depending from which world the understanding of bowling comes, regardless of which game it connects to. And you see some of these things, and you see these, and you see these, and you say, well, just take a look, they're all like this. Because he comes down here, he goes through here, and he goes that way. But he's caught by the seed, the choo-choo train. And there's your T for the train. If this point goes up here, this is supposed to open up here and go right to here, a little opening to get into the game, and then whoosh, off to the other world. What else do we have here? 7-degree stretch, Kabbalah, no lines. What kind of angle with the Illuminati? They don't have this line, and they don't have this line on top. By this X holding this line, and this one holding this line, this is like a bridge. If you continue on creating Magam Davids, they will show you how to expand the bridge. Here's the other one. All I did with this was made a division in here. You see the way this one is over here? All it is over here. Look at the number 7. Over here, it looked like just an elbow. But now, it's a number 7 because you needed the 7th world with the 7th gate to bring in the 9th birth into the 8th world. To be connected with the one spirit of the 6 islands, of the 3 creator of the 2 world that passes in the center. Number 7. But it's the 2 worlds of 7 that passes in the center. This side would say the 1 world of 7. We don't have to talk about the one spirit. I guess we're living pretty much good enough in speaking and understanding to know that it's in us. That's it. I gotta stop. There is so much stuff. Oh my God. Even the cards. When you take the cards and you look at how the cards are made and put them up to Monopoly or the bases that you run in baseball, it's more than bases. They're coordinate points. And I'm tired. Raphael 7286. Thank you.